Hey, Craig Kennedy here. I want to welcome you and say thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes of your valuable time with me, and I hope that I can help. So, are you a person with a disability who is struggling with a lifelong disability, maybe, or maybe with life after a new injury? Are you searching for a way just to feel normal again? Are you angry at the situation you're in? Angry with your disability, angry with your wheelchair? Are you angry at the whole world for some reason and can't understand why this happened to you? Are you wondering how you're going to ever go back to work? Maybe to that job that you loved and you're not sure that you can do anymore. Are you wondering how you're going to support yourself? Or maybe you're wondering how you're going to support your family. Two very significant things. Are you a parent or a significant other who's confused or lost right now? Maybe because of your loved one's recent tragedy or their current situation? Well, I want you to know that you're not alone. These are all very common feelings and emotions, and I know how you feel. I broke my back 20 years ago and am now a wheelchair user, and I dealt with some of the exact same challenges. Believe me, I felt the same way. In fact, when I was laying in that hospital bed, the one thing I could think of was, who's going to take care of me? Who? I wasn't even to the point where I was asking, how am I going to take care of myself? It was who was going to take care of me. And there by my bed was sitting my mom, and she looked at me earnestly one day and said, Craig, I think this is great. Now you can move home and I can take care of you. Well, that was all the motivation I needed, believe me, to move back to Steamboat, find my independence, and not have to go live with mom and be taken care of by my mom at 23 years old. The other thing that I experienced is that I was very angry. And this is hard for me to even say now, guys, because I was angry for 6 or 7 years and never admitted it. I put on a smile. I pretended I was fine. I was always a very positive person, had a positive attitude, and I felt like that's what people expected from me, no matter what I was feeling inside. Well, that came back to bite me years later. I was verbally abusive to my girlfriend, who's now my wife. Luckily, she's still with me. I had a very short temper with family members and friends sometimes who would offer their help, and I would jump down their throat or bite off their head because I don't need your help. I felt like I was entitled as well. This one took me a while to get over. Like, I'm in a wheelchair. I have a disability. You people should just get out of my way. And it was a terrible thing. I actually had a couple of good friends now back in the day tell me, a few years into my injury, I actually used to think you were a jerk. When I first met you, I didn't like you. I thought you were cocky. I thought you were a jerk. Well, it led me to see a couple different therapists over the years, one for my anger, two for my marriage, that did considerable things for me. Again, I know how you feel. I felt the exact same way. But what I've found is that it really just comes down to simply making a choice to be happy, choosing that path to happiness instead of towards misery, and living a meaningful life. No matter what your situation or disability, you can live a happy and meaningful life. I'm here to tell you that. It doesn't have to be a tragedy. In fact, the only people that make it a tragedy are the people up here in your head. It doesn't have to be a tragedy. In fact, I believe truly that everything happens for a reason. I know today that if I wasn't in this wheelchair, that I wouldn't be doing anything that I'm doing. I wouldn't have worn all these hats as a speaker, a writer, a teacher, a motivator over the last 20 years if it wasn't for my wheelchair. I have played more sports and have had more adventures than I ever did before I was in a wheelchair, believe me. And what I found is that my mobility and my need for adventure actually led me to write 2 books and start 2 businesses. Published 2 books, one on traveling with a disability in Colorado, and the other is called I Can Do That. And it's a motivational book, a how-to book, a how to travel with a disability, a how to be you with a disability. And if it wasn't for the wheelchair, I wouldn't have done that either. So that's who I am. That's Craig Kennedy. Yes, I'm a wheelchair user, but I'm a very happy person living a meaningful life. And I would love to hear your story. So if you're serious about being ready to help yourself or ready to take back your life, I would love to hear your story and learn what you're going through. I would be honored to have the opportunity to inspire you. So if you're ready, click on the link below and let's get started.